The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV, in conjunction with Colfax High School, presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening, and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the Colfax Vikings are getting ready to tip off their 2023-2024 boys basketball season, as the Vikings will take on the Somerset Spartans. Tonight, the game is part one of a boys then girls doubleheader, and being simulcast on both NLWN-TV as well as NLWN-TV. The Viking girls game against River Falls will begin shortly after the conclusion of this boys game. Now tonight, the boys game is the season opener for both teams, and both teams are looking to improve their performance from last season. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Somerset Spartans and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Noel's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV and NLWN-TV.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame and Game 1 of tonight's boys then girls doubleheader, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of the season opening boys basketball game between the Somerset Spartans and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are looking to improve on last season's 13-13 record and show that they can challenge for the Dun St. Croix Championship. Now, Viking head coach Mark Noel starts his fourth season at the helm of the Vikings and looks to replace 5 players lost to graduation from last season. Those 5 players will be difficult shoes to fill, as they combine for an average of nearly 31 points per game and over 20 rebounds per game. The Vikings are returning 7 players from last season's squad, most of which saw significant playing time. Those returning players look to be led by 5'8" senior guard Elijah Ensminger. Last season, Ensminger put up nearly 16 points per game. Also look for 5'11" junior Aiden Fisher to provide some additional scoring, as last season he averaged nearly 7 points per game coming off the bench. In the backcourt, keep an eye on 5'10" senior guard Mason Yarrington, who should be able to open things up by hitting the same 35% of three-pointers. That should open up the underneath for Colton Hoffman, Eli Ralph, and Ben Charlo. The Somerset Spartans play in the Middle Border Conference. The Spartans finished last season with 15 wins and 11 losses. They're looking to replace 4 players who graduated from last year's team, and they combined for nearly 17 points and nearly 11 rebounds per game. Somerset does return 4 players from last season who averaged double digits per game. Those include 6'4" senior Dylan Lecchia at nearly 18 points per game, 6'2" senior Cayman Gebheim at 12 points per game, 6'2" junior Kane Donnelly, who averaged 11 points per game, and 5'11" senior Caden Krybeck with over 10 points per game. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Mark Noel on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV and NLWN-TV.
Here's Grandma Florence after that flood wiped out the whole neighborhood.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking boys head coach Mark Knoll. And Coach, in just a few minutes, you're going to be tipping off the 2023-2024 basketball season. Now, is the excitement of opening night any different than it's been in other seasons? And if so, how?
I don't think it's any different. It's just, obviously the kids, the coaches, I'm sure the fans, families, everybody's excited to get the season going, get playing, and see what this team's all about. Now, last year, the Vikings finished with a 13-13 record. What are some areas of improvement we should look for out of the Vikings this season? I think this team, the improvements I think that we're going to see, because every team's different, right? It's a whole different team this year. I think the improvements that you're going to see is I think you're going to have better ball handling and I think better three-point shooting. Those two areas I think we're going to be stronger in than we were last year. And then if you get the better three-point shooting, that opens up the underneath for the big guys. Yes, it will. Now, the Vikings lost some pretty valuable players to graduation from last year's team. However, several members of this year's class saw some significant varsity time last year. What can you tell us about this year's team? Well, I think, this team we're not going to be the tallest, the biggest team, but we're going to be probably one of the more scrappier teams. We're going to play really hard. We're going to be skilled with the guards. I think we're going to have really good ball handling. We're not going to have to rely on one person to do all the ball handling. We're going to have multiple people that can bring the ball up the court and handle it for us, which helps alleviate pressure, when you have multiple people that can do that. Now, after the long off season, did any players return with a new skill or drive that turned out to be kind of a pleasant surprise so far in these early practices? Well, I think overall, you'll see that, just maturing-wise, you see kids get a little bigger, a little stronger, which helps their overall game. It helps them defend better. It helps them handle the ball better, helps them finish through traffic. So one thing I think I'm seeing, to not name everybody, but like Eli Ralph, I'm seeing him get more confidence. I'm seeing him get stronger by the basket and have more belief in what he can do. I'm seeing Aiden Fisher get stronger and be able to hit really tough shots. Elijah Insminger, I think he's taking his game even one more step up, where he's finishing at a higher rate than he maybe has at times in the past, and I'm seeing a good drive. I'm seeing great things out of Blake Johnson. I'm seeing great things out of Mason Yerington, where we're getting big minutes out of him this year. He can be one of the better three-point shooters when he wants to be. Now, tonight the Vikings are going to take on the Somerset Spartans, a team that defeated the Vikings 77-52 last year. What can you tell us about the Spartans and any special challenges they present? Well, I think, number one, they have a group of kids there that are really athletic. They took their football team to the third or fourth level. I think for sure the third level. Their quarterback, I coached his mom in college basketball, so I know him very well. They've got a lot of good size, strength, so that's a really tough game to have in our first game, and they're a bigger school than us as well. Well, the guys will get a little growing up experience in that one. That's what it's all about. That's why you play these games. Well, Coach Knoll, good luck in tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings will have a successful beginning to the 2023-2024 season. Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Vikings.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Viking boys are looking to tip off the 2023-2024 season in winning style. On the other hand, the Somerset Spartans would like to get this season off on the right foot and improve on last season's 15-11 record. Now, last season, the Vikings traveled to the Somerset Spartans, where the Spartans came out on top 77-52, and the Vikings would sure like to reverse that score tonight. So the stage is set for some exciting boys high school basketball, and we'll have all the action of Game 1 of our boys then girls doubleheader right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-2 and NLWN-TV. In just a moment, we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where our broadcast crew is ready to bring you all the action of tonight's season opening boys game between the Colfax Vikings and the Somerset Spartans. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 and NLWN-TV.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Stay tuned, coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Colfax Viking Boys Basketball is on the air.
He'll pass it out to Blake Johnson. He'll take the shot for three. Vikings.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-2, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Boys Basketball.
Springer down inside to Hoffman. He'll drive the right side of the lane, pop it up from 6. Good.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
Charlo out to Ensminger for 3. He hits it!
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
To Colfax High School for the season opener for the boys and game 1 of a boys-girls doubleheader tonight. The Colfax boys taking on the Somerset Spartans. The girls taking on River Falls. That game right after this one. I'm Jay Fall here with Dan Petshaw and camera operator Chris Olson and executive producer Rick Olson. Tonight's Colfax Viking Boys Basketball game is brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchett and their friendly staff take care of your pet. C&K Construction, your concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Berry State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. Pan Mom's Restaurant, Pub, and Colfax. Comfort food, the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Vikings basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2. And Dan, it seems it comes around quick, but the basketball season for the boys here ready to tip off tonight.
Yeah, it's time to play a little basketball. We started with girls the other night, and the boys are ready to go. I think both teams are going to match up pretty good. Somerset's probably a little taller, but Colfax has some good speed this year, so it should be a good matchup.
So let's run down the starting lineups.
Yeah, here's the starters for the Somerset Spartans. They're going to go 6'4" senior, number 2, Dylan Lesha. 5'11" senior, number 3, Caden Grybeck. 6'3" senior, number 12, Aiden Grover. 6'2" junior, number 13, Kane Donnelly. 6'2" senior, number 25, Jameson Wank. For the Colfax Vikings, they're going to go with 5'11" junior, number 4, Aiden Fisher. 5'9" senior, number 10, Elijah Ensminger. 5'10" senior, number 15, Mason Yarrington. 5'10" sophomore, number 20, Ryan Nichols. And 6'3" senior, number 33, Eli Ralph.
We're a couple of minutes away from the national anthem and tip-off of tonight's game. Taking a look at the Colfax Viking boys last season as a team, it was pretty even as far as scoring. Colfax scored 1,502 points, while their opponents scored 1,519. As far as the field goal shooting, Colfax shooting about 41%, opponents almost 43%, 63%, about two-thirds from the free throw line for Colfax, about 68 for the opponents. And as far as three-point shots, which Mark Knoll thought that there was going to be some improvement there, 31% last year compared to 34% for the opponents. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game. After this, you're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV and NLWN-2.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Welcome back. Jordan Johnson and David Paulson will be singing tonight's national anthem.
As the national anthem is sung by Colfax High School students, Jordan Johnson and David Paulson. Oh, say, can you see what the gods would be like? What so proudly we hail, that with wide lights last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars ever halo last light, o'er the ramparts we march, once together free streaming, and rockets unrolled, the blue still there, all the signals that stars spangled banner and wave, o'er the land of the brave, and the home of the brave. Welcome to Colfax High School for tonight's non-conference boys basketball matchup. The between the Somerset Spartans and your Colfax Vikings. Introducing the starters for the Spartans. A senior, number 2, a senior number 5, Aidan Porter. Junior number 13, Payne Dowling. And the senior number 25, Jameson Wade. The Spartans are led by head coach Troy Wade. And now the starting line for your Colfax Vikings. 6'2", number 4, Aidan Fisher. Tonight, Colfax High School senior Blake Johnson would like to remind coaches, players, and fans what it means to be a good sport. Well, here again. Colfax High School sportsmanship is an expectation, please.
Coming to the court and home morning. Red Boomers are going to move left to right as you'll find here. The Somerset Spartans, black with red numerals, and the other way, of course. So, ready to jump center. Dylan Recchia up against Eli Ralph. Boys 23-24 season underway. Somerset starts out with the ball. Donnelly over on the far side to Krydick. Pushes it off to Donnelly. He'll drive in, and he traveled on the way in. So the Vikings will get it back. Or we'll get the first shot at it, we'll put it that way. 17:49, first half, no score. And the Vikings up the floor, it's Ralph. Back to Nichols. In the middle to Fisher. Pushes it back up, now down in the far corner, out to Ralph. Back out, Fisher takes a shot from three-point land, misses. Anspringer gets in there with a rebound. He reloads, back up over the top, scurrying for the ball, and it's rebounded by Kane Donnelly of the Spartans. He'll drive it up the floor. Over to Krydick from the corner, and check that. That's Lesia puts it in. And it's 2-0 Spartans. 17:10 to go, first half. Some pressure on the backcourt. Anspringer to Nichols. Back across to Ralph. And ball is stolen away by Kane Donnelly. Donnelly up the center, goes up. And it is going to be blocking foul on Colfax. That ball is going, let's see. Yep. So the bucket will count for Kane Donnelly, and he'll shoot one. Spartans with a 4-0 lead, just under 17 to go here in the first half. Instructions, ball bounced, and Donnelly trying to wrap up his three-point play, doesn't do it, rolls off, it's rebounded by Eli Ralph. Ralph up the floor to Anspringer. Anspringer stops, three-point land, drills it. Colfax within one, 4-3 Spartans, quickly up the floor, goes to Kane Donnelly. Donnelly dishes off on the right side to Lesia. Lesia for three. And ball stolen away by the Spartans, and a layup by Krydick. Colfax with the ball off on the side, Eli Ralph. To Nichols, back in the middle to Anspringer. He's tangled up, he'll let it go off on the left wing and get it back. Ralph looking around. Passes off to Fisher. Fisher driving the right side, back out to Anspringer for three! 8-6, Spartan lead cut to 2. by the Colfax Vikings. Bringing it up is Kane Donnelly. Donnelly out to Lesha. Lesha from free throw line right to Krybeck. Back in the corner to Lesha. Takes a three-pointer miss. Krybeck with the rebound. Tries to go up. Foul on the way up. He's going to get a pair of free throws.
Falls in number 20.
Caden Krybeck fouls on Ryan Nichols. 15:41 to go, first half.
Second team foul for the Vikings.
And first free throw up and good. .41 left first half. That one rolls out and it's rebounded by Fisher. Fisher gets it back from Nichols. Down underneath, only one there, a Spartan, and that's Lesha. Lesha driving up, and he gets a foul to the dismay of the Vikings fans over here. Ball is going to go out underneath the Spartan basket. Krybeck is going to throw it in. Alley-oops it into Lesha. Lesha goes up back to Krybeck. Krybeck puts it up and in from the lane. It is 12-6. Somerset 15:20 to go. First half. Yarrington up the floor to Fisher. Down in the corner out to Johnson, or Nichols, sorry. And that ball stolen away by Somerset. Goes to Krybeck underneath. Layup by Kane Donnelly. And the Vikings take a timeout. 15:05 to go first half. You're listening to or watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Austin and Nikki Pritchard are just what the doctor ordered. In fact, they are the doctors and they're ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Welcome back to Colfax. 15:05 to go first half. Somerset taking a 14-6 lead and applying some pressure as the Vikings bring it out. Pass goes to Yarrington, across the court to Ralph. Down underneath left side, Ensminger layup missed. Trying to get the rebound is Fisher, and it's picked off by Somerset's Lesha. Lesha, or Krybeck to Lesha, then back out on the lane to Jamison Wink. He puts it up, doesn't go, but the rebound underneath on the right side does for Kane Donnelly. 16-6 Somerset. In the backcourt, Ralph gets it across the timeline and trying to handle it is Fisher. It is stolen away and a stuff by 13 Kane Donnelly. It's 18-6 Somerset. And the ball rolls through the hands of Aiden Fisher. Back out to Kane Donnelly. Too far. He'll get it out to Wink. Wink puts it up on the left side. And the Vikings want a full timeout. 14:08 remaining first half. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV and NLWN-2.
Breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's Famous Fish Fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub. If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Welcome back. Colfax Viking Boys 6 in their season opener. 20 for the Somerset Spartans. Somerset of the Middle Border Conference. Aiden Fisher's going to throw it in for the Vikings. Stacked up in there, gets it to Ensminger, back out on the far side to Ralph. And he was out of bounds. All 6 points for Colfax scored by Elijah Ensminger. Leading scorer for the Spartans is Kane Donnelly, who has the ball right now. He'll bring it out from the far side, and then a three-pointer by Krybeck bounces off big. Donnelly gets the rebound at the top of the key. He's trying to drive in on Aiden Fisher. Alley-oops a pass to Krybeck. Back down on the near side to Lesha. Lesha reverse layup miss. Rebounded by Colfax's Blake Johnson. Johnson up to Fisher. Fisher driving to the hoop himself. Off the glass and in. 20-8. Colfax trailing. Somerset lead. From the corner, it's Krybeck. Krybeck drains a two-pointer. He was on the circle. And Ralph and Fisher trying to get it across the timeline. Gets it out to Grant Pelowitz. Now down to Ensminger. Ensminger driving up. Makes a pass and trying to get it back is Fisher. Fisher puts it up and in. 22-10. Somerset leading Colfax. Spartans with the ball. Lesha down in the near corner. Out to Donnelly. Donnelly drives right side of the lane. Flips it out to Grover, and we will have a foul on the Vikings as trying to get in for that shot was Kane Donnelly. Donnelly, the second leading scorer. Scoring leader is Krybeck. First free throw, up and in. This is game one of a boys-girls doubleheader tonight. Following this game, you can watch the girls take on the River Falls Wildcats of the Big Rivers Conference. Kane Donnelly with the second of two free throws. Second one good. Quite a bit of blaze orange in the student section tonight. And Theo Hubby manages to get it in the back, and now Elijah Ensminger up at the Viking here on the near side. Give and go to Yarrington. And that pass stolen away by Blake Freeze. And Freeze goes flying into the pad on the wall.
Yeah, we haven't seen Logan Schwartz for Colfax. He got hurt first game last year, and so he had to sit out the whole season. It's good to see him back on the court.
Sure is. 24-10. First free throw attempt by Blake Freeze. Rolls off. Ryan Nichols and Logan Schwartz keep us down for Colfax on this free throw. Rolls out. Rebound gotten by Kamen Gebheim, and he puts it back up and in. It's 26-10 Somerset. In the middle, Yarrington to Hubby. Back out to Schwartz, and they still have it in the backcourt. Wide open, way underneath is Ryan Nichols, who puts in a layup on the left side. It's 26-12 Somerset. Spartans with the ball. Kane Donnelly driving, free throw line left. Donnelly driving in, lays it up, miss. Trying to grab it out of there is Ryan Nichols. Ball went out of bounds off Colfax. So some players getting shuffled here. Krybeck's going to throw it in, gets it inbound to Gabe Sayers, misses the shot. But coming out with the rebound is Freeze. Freeze into Lesha. Lesha out to Krybeck, and we have traveling, so that's going to be turned over to the Vikings.
Yeah, good defense there by Logan Schwartz. He cut the paint off and nothing there.
Yarrington into Nichols, and they'll get it back. They're passing it back and forth, trying to break that press. Gets it into Ensminger. Ensminger dribbles on the right side, up for three. Bounces off, rebounded by Sawyer Fox. And trying to get the ball up the court then is, and they're going to award that to Somerset. Rybeck into Freeze. Freeze trying to get it stolen away by Orion Nichols. Out to Yarrington on the far side. Yarrington up on top to Ensminger. Give and go out to Hubby. Hubby trying to get it to Yarrington. It's stolen away by Alessia, and he'll jam it home again. And it looks like we are going to have a technical foul. Hung a little too long on the rim. So Elijah Ensminger is going to shoot a pair of free throws, and the Vikings will get the ball. Ensminger looks skyward, and that one rolls out. Ensminger's got about half of the Colfax points. He's got 6 of the Vikings' 12. We're down inside 11 minutes to go in the first half. And that one doesn't go either. So to throw it in will be Mason Yarrington. Senior guard for the Vikings. Awaiting the ball all by his lonesome in the backcourt is Elijah Ensminger. Ensminger gets a pass. He'll dribble it to the top into the key. Give him go to Fisher. Fisher to Yarrington. Back out to Hubby. Hubby doubled up. Scoops it back to Fisher. To Ensminger. Ensminger up from 15. Rolls around and down. 14-28, and it's stolen away by the Vikings. Ensminger up the floor again. He'll turn, go up, underneath, and draws a foul. 10:28 remaining, first half. Somerset 28, Colfax 14. Elijah Ensminger on the free throw line with 8 of Colfax's 14 points. That's the first foul on Jameson Wink.
Second team foul for Somerset.
Elijah sends number 1, hits the back iron and pops out, no good. Join us for the girls. They'll play River Falls right after this game. That free throw doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Cayman Gebheim. And Somerset will bring it up nice and easy. Lesha bounces it into Wink. Down inside to Cayman Gebheim with a bunny jumper on the left side. Approaching the 10-minute mark in the first half. Stolen back by Somerset. It's Kane Donnelly, and he'll put it in for 2. 32-14 Somerset, 9:54 to go. And Somerset steals that one away, but stealing it back, Logan Schwartz off the Somerset tip, we'll say. Ensminger on the left side to Fisher. Fisher, top of the key, 3 ball, no! Rebounded by Dylan Lesha. Lesha brings it up the floor. He'll pass it out to Kane Donnelly. Back out on top. Down underneath now to Sawyer Fox. Now back out to Krybeck. He'll miss the shot. Coming out of there with a rebound, Ensminger. Ensminger alley-oops it down to Fisher. Fisher on the baseline. 10-foot fall-away shot. Good. Reload up and good by Theo Hopke.
Yeah, littlest guy in the court. Got the rebound and the shot.
Driving in, Hubby. Left to right layup is good, and Somerset wants a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
9:02 remaining first half. Somerset Spartans of the middle border, 34. The Colfax Vikings, 16. Mark Knoll still talking with his players, and now they come out. I'm Jay Fall, here with Dan Petshaw, Chris Olson on the camera, and Rick Olson, executive producer, and play-by-play man for the Lady Vikings. Coming up after this game, they face River Falls. So we invite you to stay tuned for that. In and out, back and forth between Hubby and Yarrington. Ensminger caught up on the other side. They get out to Hubby. Hubby trying to roll it down in the middle, picked off by Somerset. Up the floor it goes to Krybeck. Krybeck out to Donnelly. Donnelly flips the ball up to Lesha. Lesha drives in, puts it in for a couple. 36-16. Somerset by 28.5 minutes to go in the first. Hubby gets it into Ensminger. Still in the backcourt. Now he crosses the timeline. And he is fouled on the play by Aiden Grover.
Falls on number 12, Aiden Grover.
And that is only the third team foul for Somerset. Lesha into, or check that Ensminger into Hubby. Back to Ensminger. Hubby between the jump circle and the wheel. Left open Fisher. Three-point ball missed. On a follow-away, and he's fouled. He's going to get 2 free throws. And that'll be courtesy of the Spartans, Jamison Wink.
Yeah, if there's any kids watching, that's exactly what you got to do. After you shoot the ball, go get your shot. He found the ball twice.
First free throw. Good. Boys season opener. Girls will be hosting the River Falls Wildcats. That game will be immediately after this one, and you can see it on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-2 and NLWN-TV. Second one missed. Josh White tries to steal it away, but keeping it is Kane Donnelly, and then a three-point shot. Rolls out, Donnelly underneath, reload. That one doesn't go. He'll get a second shot. And as he goes up, he is fouled by the Vikings' Eli Ralph.
Yeah, Kane Donnelly is a big kid, and Colfax couldn't match up. He got the ball 3 times.
That's Ralph's second foul. That's the 6th team foul for the Vikings. .7:54 remaining first half. And the three-point play completed. 39-17, Somerset. In the back, Josh White. Check that. That's Aiden Fisher to Mason Yarrington. Trying to get it to Yarrington, and it's picked off by Aiden Grover. And he'll sort of chuck it off behind his shoulder for 2. Vikings trying to get it across, and it was coming back to get it now. The ball kicked, and it's going to go back to Kane Donnelly. Donnelly out to Lesha. Back to Donnelly on top. Near side lane, Grover driving in off the glass, good.
Yeah, pretty shot there. By
Vikings
Grover.
bring it out, Somerset. Full court pressure, he backs off a little bit. Ensminger going to drive off to the left side. Ensminger up the floor to Fisher. Fisher for three, rolls out, rebounded by Hubby. Out to Yarrington. Yarrington give and go to Hubby. Hubby cross court to Fisher. Fisher will drive in, bounce a pass into Logan Schwartz. He'll put it up. That one doesn't go. Ball knocked out, and it's knocked out of bounds. Somerset 43, Colfax 17. 6:43 remaining, first half. 15 points for Kane Donnelly for the Spartans. Up the floor it goes to Krybeck, back out to Gebheim. Down underneath to Krybeck. Krybeck goes up, and the ball rolls off of Ryan Nichols, but kept that from going in.
Yeah, good job by Ensminger and Nichols.
And trying to get it Ensminger, and it'll go back inside, and a shot and blocked. Kane Donnelly put it up, and it's blocked by the Vikings. Headed down into the far side, Ensminger fires it out to Fisher. Fisher to Yarrington, he's between the wheels. Back on the right side, coming out from the corner, and Ensminger. Ensminger doubled up. Just threw a pass out of there. Six minutes to go in the first half. Out of the backcourt, Blake Freeze for Somerset. Freeze out to Donnelly, free throw line left. He'll drive the lane, pop it up. Shot falls short, gets his own rebound, and it's taken away by the Vikings. And then we'll have a foul on Mason Yarrington, I believe. Or no, sorry about that, that's Grover.
Kane Donnelly had a finger come down his eye, I do believe. Have to take a quick breather. Looks like he's all good.
So that foul charge to Aiden Grover. Colfax is going to get it back. Yarrington will throw it in to Fisher. Back over on the pass is picked off by Sawyer Fox. Fox driving in right side, missed. Gets the loose ball, tries to throw it out to Krybeck. Krybeck will get it to Gebheim. Down underneath left side, Lesha with the layup. Vikings trying to get the ball up the court. Ensminger. Ensminger, fall away from 17, good.
Yeah, good shot by Ensminger.
45-17. 45-19, sorry. Approaching 5 minutes, driving in, it's Gebheim. Mitch, second attempt, up by Fox, no good. Up the floor for Colfax, layup, Ensminger. I'm trying to knock that out of there, Theo Hubble, but he knocked it right back out of bounds. 4:47 to go, first half, 45-21, Somerset. Lesha in the backcourt. Being watched by Aiden Fisher. Ooh, trying to go in Lesha, and we're going to have a foul.
That was on number 4 for Colfax.
And it's Aiden Fisher. That's his third foul.
7th team foul.
And that puts the Spartans in the bonus. And a guy you probably don't want on the free throw line if you're Colfax, Dylan Lesha for Somerset.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 right now from the line.
Still perfect. 46-21 Somerset. Lesha makes the second. Somerset with a 26-point lead. Colfax trying to get it across. They do to Nate Arrington. Back out to Ryan Nichols. Nichols underneath goes to Schwartz. Puts in the bucket.
Logan Schwartz's first 2 points of the night. We got a foul.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a foul on Theo Hubdy.
That'll be his first. 18 foul for Colfax.
Now Caden Krybeck, another of the Spartan seniors. First one up and in. 48-23. Somerset out in front of Colfax. Second one bangs around and in. Colfax trying to get it out of the backcourt.
Yeah, Somerset's 13 for 14 from the line tonight.
And up and in, Ensminger, a nice 10-footer on the left side. 49-25.
14 points for Ensminger.
Gebheim giving go to Lesha. Lesha will drive in on the right side. 2 Vikings covering him. He'll flip it out. Now they'll go to Gebheim. 3-point land bounces off, rebounded by Ensminger. Ensminger, top of the key. Fires it out to Nichols. To Yarrington. Yarrington from the corner. Over the top. Goes out of bounds. Somerset gets it back.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where you look up and there's nobody around you. That's what Yarrington had and overshot it. Too easy a shot.
49-25 Somerset. 3:34 left to go, first half. Aiden Fisher is on our Viking profile at halftime, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. Pass fired into Dylan Lesha. He'll put it up on the right side. And the inbounds pass gets loose, goes out of bounds. Somerset will get it right back on their own end.
15 points for Dylan Lesha tonight so far for Somerset.
So Jamison Wink's going to throw it in. Wink into Talon Lane. Lane with his first points. Or check that, that's Kane Donnelly.
16 points for Donnelly tonight.
Ensminger up on the top right side, gets bounced around in there and landed upon, but Somerset will turn it over to Colfax. And we have a timeout called by Colfax, and it is a 30-second timeout, 2:46 to go, first half. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 are excited to bring you Colfax High School Boys Basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season.
This is what we came here for!
Our next game will be on Tuesday, November 28th when the Vikings play host to the Amory Warriors. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 on Tuesday, November 28th.
2:46 left in the first half. Somerset Spartans 53, the Colfax Viking Boys 25. Theo Hubney's going to throw it inbounds underneath the Colfax basket, near side. Hubby bounces it in to Ensminger, and he's hammered on the way in by Kane Donnelly.
Fouls on number 13, Keaton Donnelly.
So Ensminger's going to get a pair of free throws.
6 fouls for Somerset.
Going to be 2 throws as Elijah was trying to shoot a basket there. First one up, in. 2:42 left, first half, 53-26 Somerset. Second one, inside the rim and down.
16 points for Ensminger in the first half.
Caden Krybeck trying to come out of the backcourt. And the official stop play there is
One of the
young
kids.
fan ended up in the on the court. We'll put it that way. Started up again, give and go. Donnelly to Krybeck. Misses the shot. Orion Nichols pulls it down. He's doubled up on by Somerset. And we're going to have a foul charged to Dylan Lesha. Both teams in the bonus now.
You know, Jay.
What?
The kids never rushed court when I was on there.
Orion Nichols will shoot 1+1. 2:23 to go first half. Off the glass and in. We'll have Colfax Viking girls basketball immediately after this one. They're taking on the River Falls Wildcats. Second one bounces out, and it's rebounded by Caden Krybeck. Krybeck one-on-one with Hubby. Stops, tosses it across the timeline to Donnelly. Donnelly drives in. Lots of traffic and puts in a layup. Approaching the 2-minute mark remaining first half. Colfax with Yarrington, far corner, trying to put it up. Rebound back out to Hubby. Hubby to Roberts, back to Yarrington. Over to Hubby. And trying to get a pass back inside to Ensminger. Rolls off his hand out of bounds.
Yeah, good look there from Nichols. Just a little bit out ahead of Ensminger.
In the JV game tonight, Somerset won 70-27. Across the timeline, Donnelly. Out to Krybeck. Krybeck for 3, swishes it. 30-point lead for Somerset, 58-28. Driving in Ensminger. Around the corner. Zings it back to Nichols. Driving in, Ensminger, fall away, 18-footer, good.
That's one thing about Ensminger, he can create the space and get the shot off.
Krybeck across the court to Donnelly for Somerset. Donnelly out to Freeze, back out to Donnelly. Donnelly, three-pointer, nails that one. 50 seconds remaining.
Donnelly's got 22 points already.
Driving in, Ensminger up on the baseline, good! Krybeck between the wheels, near wing, left side. Looks like they're setting it up for one, or at least to get in there. Yep, weaving it Freeze. Freeze driving in, pops it up from 7, missed, tipped out, rebounded by Theo Hubby. Hubby trying to get it inside to Schwartz, can't get it there, stolen back by Somerset up on the left side to Donnelly. Donnelly puts in the layup, and that is the end of the first half with the Somerset Spartans 63 The Colfax Vikings 32. We invite you to stay tuned now for Viking halftime. Aiden Fisher is our Viking profile tonight. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
Time now for Viking halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Hey, boss. Okay?
He said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the first did Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to be talking with Aiden Fisher, who is a junior here at Colfax High School. Aiden, we know that you play basketball, but are there some other activities you're involved in here at school?
Just basketball for school.
Okay, all right, very good. So when did you start playing basketball then, and what kind of an experience has it been for you?
It's always been a positive experience since I've been playing since 3rd grade. Just a good way to get with friends and connect.
Okay, what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
Friendship.
Friendship? Okay, and that's a brotherhood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that interest you or keep you occupied?
I like to hunt and fish, hang out with friends, ride four-wheeler, snowmobile.
Outdoors?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got a few rapid-fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
Which kind?
Pumpkin.
Ooh, sounds good. Do you want the whipped cream or the ice cream or just plain?
Just plain.
Okay. Hot dog, burger, or brats?
Burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Plain.
Just plain. You're just a plain guy, right? Keep it simple. All right, your favorite color?
Orange.
Is there any reason for that?
Not really.
Other than maybe for deer hunting and stuff like that?
Sure.
Okay. Now, if you could have a superpower, what do you think that superpower might be?
Be invisible.
Be invisible, okay. And if you have the ability to be invisible, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Aiden Fisher's superhero name?
Fishman.
Fishman, okay. All right. Favorite NBA or team?
Probably the Bucks.
All right. How about a favorite collegiate team?
Just Wisconsin.
Badgers, all right. Is there a basketball player who really influenced the way you play your game? That could be at any level of the game.
Probably Russell Westbrook for me.
Okay, and what about his game got your attention?
I just like, despite what everybody else says, he just keeps doing what he does and always just tries to be the best.
Okay, we're talking with Aiden Fisher on Viking Profile. And Aiden, what are your plans for after high school?
Go to college and see where I go from there.
Okay, any idea what you're going to study in college yet?
No idea.
Well, you still got time to make up that decision. How about a shout out to the family?
Shout out to my mom, dad, sister, grandparents, and aunt and uncles.
So when people watch Viking games, what number do you wear and what position do you play?
Point guard, number 4.
Number 4. Okay, we want to thank Aiden Fisher for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Colfax Boys Basketball, 63-32 Somerset at the half. Dan, what do the numbers look like?
Yeah, here's the scores right now for Somerset. They're led by number 13, Kane Donnelly. He had 24 points, followed by Dylan Letcher with 15. We had Caden Krybeck with 14. We had Sawyer Fox with 2. Wink with 2, and Gepheim with 4. For the Vikings, they're led by number 10, Elijah Ensminger. He had 20 points, followed by Aiden Fisher. Ryan Nichols, he had 3. Logan Schwartz had 2, and Field Hupty had 2. And we'll be back right after this.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Welcome back. Going the other way now. The Vikings still in white with red trim and numbers, except they're moving right to left as we look on here at the Colfax High Gym. Somerset, of course, going the other way.
Yeah,
Black and red.
Colfax has to clean up their turnovers here in the second half to stay in this game.
Fisher, give and go out to Ensminger, and they converge right on him. Pass goes to Nichols from the corner. Yarrington, 3-ball, bangs around, no good. Ball gets loose, going back to Somerset.
Somerset small right now, so Colfax might be able to work the ball inside.
In the middle, Krybeck. Back underneath to Donley and pops it up. That is Jamison Wink, I believe.
16 points for Krybeck.
Yep. Give and go, and that pass loose, and it'll be jump ball. And it's possession Somerset. Spartans lead 65-32 over Colfax, 17-21 to go in the second half. Lesha fires it off to Krybeck. Down underneath, tripled up on Grover, gets a pass over on the other side. Now the rebound by Donnelly. He'll put it up and in. And three ball, nailed it by Elijah Ensminger.
He's got
quickly up the floor. It's Lesha. Lesha out to Donnelly. Donnelly drives left side of the lane, up from 5. No good. Rebounded by Fisher. Fisher trying to get it to Yarrington. Stolen away by Krybek down underneath. Bucket by Donnelly.
28 points for Donnelly.
Yarrington across the timeline. Give and go out to Fisher. Fisher driving the right side. Tangled up. Nearly loses the ball, and he bounces it off the thigh of Lesher to Krybek. All the way back down on the other end. Shot by Donnelly, and 2 misses. Rebounded by Nichols. Nichols gets it back from Ensminger. Bounced on the left side to Ralph. He'll put it up. Goes over the top. No good. Rebounded by Somerset. Krybek up the floor, cross court to Donnelly. Donnelly back to Krybek. Driving all the way on the other side to Lesha. Misses the shot, but Lesha gets it back off the rebound, misses that one. And Lesha falling backwards, gets the basket and is fouled, so he'll have a 3-point play here.
Yeah, second and third effort there by Lesha to get the 2 and 1.
15:35 remaining in the game, 71-35. Somerset out in front of Colfax. Lesha to try to finish off the 3-point play. Missed, rebounded by Colfax's Aiden Fisher. Fisher driving up the floor to Yarrington. Yarrington back to Fisher. Fisher and Yarrington back and forth on the near side then to Ensminger. Ensminger up for 3. Catches iron, no good. Rebounded by Caden Krybek. Krybek to Lesha. Lesha far corner driving in. Has the ball tapped away, but he'll turn around, put it up and in.
Lesha with 19 points.
Approaching the 15-minute mark remaining in the game as Aiden Fisher brings it up the floor for Colfax. Fisher all the way from 9, missed, rebounded, tap to Krybek. Krybek down to Lesha, who jams another one, and that's 24 points for him. Yarrington doubled up on in the far right corner, throws it out, rebounded by Caden Krybek. Krybek to Donnelly for the layup, 77-35 Somerset. Aiden Fisher stops top of the key. Moves it back to Ensminger. Ensminger back to Fisher. Fisher for 3. No. Rebounded by Lesha. Lesha dribbling down, has it knocked away, but he'll get it back to Donnelly. Down underneath the Grover, shot missed, rebounded by Colfax. Ensminger.
Oh, it's going to be at number 12 for Somerset. That'd be number 12, Aiden Grover, his second. First team foul for Somerset.
Vikings will throw it in from there. Theo Hubney right in front of the Vikings bench. Hubney into the backcourt to Fisher. Fisher fires halfway down, back to Hubney. Back to Fisher, back and forth on the right side. Hubney brings it out on top near half court. Fire it down in the corner, Ensminger. Reaches to grab that one. Pops it up from the sideline, catches the side of the backboard, and Somerset quickly up the floor. Fast break, no good. Rebounded by Krybek. And coming up with a loose ball is Nichols. Nichols to Ensminger, now tied up. It goes back to Somerset's Caben Gebheim. Gebheim to Krybek. Layup good. 79-35, Somerset. Scoop pass out right side. Shot rolled around, missed. And Somerset will come up with a rebound. Logan Schwartz had that, rolled it around the rim and didn't fall through. Wink to Grover. Trying to get it inside, picked off by the Vikings. Up the floor it goes to Theo Huffy, back over to Aiden Fisher, who puts in a layup on the left side. And Somerset wants a timeout. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Welcome back, 12:37 to go in the second half. Somerset Spartans 79, the Colfax Vikings 37. Somerset, Sawyer Fox is going to throw it in from the end line. He has Blake Freeze there to throw it to. Freeze across the C on the center of the floor. Right out to Donnelly. And out to Blake Freeze. Three-pointer missed, but rebounded by Gebheim. And Gebheim gets the basket and draws a foul.
Oh, should be at number 44, Logan Schwartz.
Logan Schwartz's second foul, as well as the second team foul for Colfax in the half. Gebheim rolls around and out, rebounded by Schwartz. Schwartz to Fisher. Fisher across the jump circle. Fisher trying to feed Ensminger, and it is tapped by Somerset. Colfax is going to get the ball back. Theo Hubby's going to throw it in. We invite you to stay tuned for Colfax girls basketball. That game will be against River Falls right after this one. Driving in is Aiden Fisher. Can't get it. Pass goes up to Blake Freeze. Freeze puts in a layup. 83-37.
Blake Freeze's first 2 points.
11:55 to go. And Colfax getting their own rebound. Turn around, Ensminger into Schwartz. Open and good for two.
Logan Schwartz with 4 points tonight.
83-39. Sawyer in there and driving in. Pretty much let to go right in. Cayman Gebheim.
That's 8 points for Gebheim.
Aiden Fisher. And Ryan Nichols with the ball. Fisher for three, rolls off. Schwartz right there, up and in for two. Approaching 11 minutes remaining in the game. Down underneath on the left side, it goes back out to now. Looks like now we have some players we don't have a number for. We got a number 10
for
Somerset.
Number 10, we do not have a number 10
no.
on that.
So it looks like they're going deep here. Kane Donnelly is on the free throw line. Let me see, I think I grabbed one for the boys here. Let's see. Cohen running. On the free throw line, Kane Donnelly puts in the second one. 87-41. Fisher across the timeline for Colfax. Moves to the right, out in the far corner for three. It's Eli Ralph, missed, rebounded by Hayden Grover, down underneath. A big stretch shot, missed, rebounded by Ensminger. Ensminger at the mid-stripe. Still over on the far side, dishes it back out to Fisher. Fisher makes a move, turn around, miss, rebounded by Hayden Grover.
Falls on number 4, Aiden Fisher, right there. I think that's his 4th. 14 foul.
Inbounds throw for Somerset goes to Blake Freeze. Freeze out to Grover. Fires it over to Ronning. Out to Gebheim. Driving in Freeze. And back out in the far corner. Down underneath her trying to get it into Sawyer Fox. Ball gets loose and he can't save it from going out, going to the Vikings. 9:56 remaining second half, 87-41 Somerset. We invite you to stay tuned for Colfax girls basketball immediately following this one. The Colfax ladies will host River Falls. Out of the backcourt, Elijah Ensminger. Ensminger down to Yarrington. Three-pointer bounces out from the corner. Rebounded by Grover. Grover to Ronning. Back out to Sawyer Fox. Blake Freeze back out to Fox. And we'll have a foul away from the ball. And that will be the 4th foul on Colfax's Eli Ralph. And inbounds throw picked off by Aiden Fisher. Fisher out to Ralph. Ralph has the ball knocked away by Somerset. It goes out of bounds. Colfax will keep it. 9:21 remaining first half. Second half, sorry. Stacked up around the free throw line. Leo Hubdy's going to throw it in. Alley-oops it out on top to Ralph. Ralph out to Fisher, back to Ensminger. Ensminger double up on, gets it to Fisher. Fisher out on the left side. Layup by Eli Ralph. Somerset.
First 2 points for Eli Ralph.
Up on top, it's Cone Ronning. Ronning out to Tristanato. And layup flying in, Blake Freeze. That's 4 points for him. Aiden Fisher from the free throw line dishes it off left to Mason Yarrington. Banged around, doesn't go. An errant falling for Mason tonight. Sawyer Fox. Back out to Freeze. Freeze driving in. Yarrington comes up with a loose ball, dishes it out to Ensminger. He's open. Layup falls short. Reload by Ralph is good. 89-45 Somerset. 8:15 remaining in the ball game. Over on the far side, ball knocked out of bounds by Colfax's Eli Ralph. Somerset will keep it in there. And we are now in running time.
Yeah, just
more than 35.
Just a reminder, after we're done with this game, everybody needs to log out of YouTube while we reset the computers, and then you guys can come back in for the girls' game.
In the middle, it goes out to Blake Freeze. Freeze down to the corner to Wink. Back to Ronning. Coming back to get it. Freeze going in for a layup on the left side. 7:25 remaining in the ball game. Running time. Driving in for Colfax. Ensminger with a layup on the right side for the Vikings.
25 points for Ensminger.
Quickly up the floor. Ball goes back into the middle for Somerset. Wink. Wing to Ronning. Fired back inside to Nolan Teskey. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Wink. Wink turnaround jumper. That falls short. Coming out of there with the ball, Fisher for Colfax. Fisher trying to get it down the floor to Theo Hubby. And almost had it in the hallway. .6:40 remaining, running time, second half. 91-47, Somerset. Nolan Teskey dribbling it up the floor for Somerset. Teskey out to Ronning. Ronning driving in, baseline layup is good. And it looks like, to the amazement of his teammates over there. Now a three-pointer up. That ball bounces off the rim for Aiden Fisher. Somerset gets it back. Grover out on the near side to Teskey. And the timeout called by Somerset. It's a full timeout. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV and NLWN-2.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining?
Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
5:53 remaining in the ball game. We are in running time. Somerset with the ball. Owen Ronning. Give and go to Nolan Teskey. Teskey trying to get it in to Talon Lane. And he is fouled.
Yeah, that'll be Aiden Fisher's fifth foul. So he'll end up with 7 points tonight.
Eli Ralph's going to come in for him.
16 foul for Colfax.
Inbounds throw goes into Aiden Grover. Grover will dish it back, and then Colfax converges on the Somerset player, and coming out of it with his Ensminger. Ensminger back out to Hubby. Hubby to Yerington. Three ball, good! That one fell for Nerd.
Yeah, Mason Yerington's first shots tonight. He's got 3 points.
Pass goes back out. Cohen Ronning tries a three ball miss, rebounded by Wink. Wink trying to get it out of there. He'll manage to get it to Grover. But over on the left side, good for Talon Lane. Ensminger up high on the right side. 4:18 remaining in the ball game. Mason Yerington goes inside to Orion Nichols. Nichols up. Shot falls short, right into the hands of Talon Lane. Lane out to Grover. Grover will bring it up the floor. We're down inside, 4 minutes left. Inside to Grover. Give and go to Ronning. Ronning out to Lane. Down inside, and the shot up and in for Cohen Ronning.
He's got 4 points tonight. We got a wholesale change for Somerset. Bunch of new players in for Somerset.
Yarrington fires out to Nichols down underneath. Reload good for Eli Ralph. 3:20 left to go in the ball game.
Ralph has 7 points.
Somerset 97, Colfax 52. Back up on the top, Kane Donnelly. Fires off to Sawyer Fox. Up on top to Teskey for 3!
31.
And the press, or the Somerset crowd goes wild.
Number 31, Nolan Teskey.
From the free throw line, that's Ensminger. Miss, rebounded, pulled out of there by Ronning. It's 100-52, I believe. And the ball goes out of bounds. The Vikings will get it. So you are seeing the score that is on the scoreboard. It's 100. Not the 0, unfortunately. Mason Yarrington looks at the top of the key, goes out to Eli Ralph. Ralph out to Hovde. Hovde dishes it back out to Ralph. Ensminger goes out to get it. Ensminger, Ralph, and it's picked off by Somerset Sawyer Fox. 1:55 left to go in the ball game. We're in running time. Cohen Ronning has the ball stolen away by Ensminger. Ensminger going for the layup, makes it.
Ensminger with 7 points, 27 points.
Sawyer Fox with a pass attempt, and it goes over to Orion Nichols. And Hill puts 2 in for the Vikings.
5 points for Nichols.
Somerset bringing it up the floor. It's Cohen Ronning. Ronning to Sawyer Fox. Driving in, Nolan Teskey loses the ball. Coming out with it is Ensminger. Ensminger going for a layup on the left side, fouled on the way up.
Falls on number 22, Talon Lane for Somerset.
Since we're in running time, that this could be the last points that we'll see here.
Yeah, just let everybody know again that we will be closing out of YouTube to reset everything, so you guys will have to go out of YouTube and watch for us to be coming back. Shouldn't be too long.
First free throw is good, as is the second. 100-58. Running time, about 20 seconds left. Nolan Teskey gets the ball into Blake Freeze. Colin Ronning. And they're just going to stall it out and let this game come to an end. The final score from Colfax, the Somerset Spartan Boys 100, the Colfax Vikings 58. We invite you to stay tuned for the post-game wrap-up, which will be very quick, and then we will have the girls taking on River Falls. And as Dan mentioned a couple of times, if you're watching on YouTube, what you'll need to do is, if you want to stay around for the girls game, which we hope that you do, you'll need to log off of YouTube to give a little bit of time for things to reset, and then you'll be able to tune in. Final score, Somerset 100, Colfax Boys 58. You're watching Colfax Vikings Boys Basketball on Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and NLWN-2.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in part or in whole in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame with a look back at today's game.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Time now for Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. And now, Viking Postgame.
Tough opener for the Colfax boys. They dropped the game tonight to Somerset, 100-58. Dan, let's take a look at the leading scorers.
Yeah, here's the top three of each team. For the Somerset Spartans, they're led by number 13, Kane Donnelly. He had 32 points, followed by Dylan Lesher with 24, and Caden Krybeck, he had 18. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led tonight by number 10, Elijah Ensminger. He had 29 points, followed by Aiden Fisher with 7. We had Eli Ralph with 7, and then we had Logan Schwartz. He had 6 points, 158.
Next broadcast for the boys will be on NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network. This coming, or a week from Tuesday, a week from tonight, Viking boys will take on the Amory Warriors. Viking pregame at 6:40, live play-by-play to follow. Vikings boys basketball again on Tuesday, November 28th. Stay tuned now for the girls as they take on River Falls. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.